Well, today we're at Integrity Real Estate. Peter Russell joins us again. G'day, Pete.
Morning, Barry.
Morning, Pete.
Freddie.
All right, we spoke to you last time and we talked about the critical land shortage, but we've been getting feedback and people are saying to us, you mentioned Spotlight last time, the old Spotlight store up here. What the hell is happening up there?
There's been a couple of levels of interest towards renting it. We saw some really good interest, funny enough, in buying the property originally, but they did approach council having some heritage issues with the building to see if it could be developed into, and some of the developers had some really good ideas. One was a more car parking with some retail space, some office space, and then shop top living, which I know a lot of people have been very keen on getting into the CBD, some living back in the CBD again. But because of the heritage nature of the building, that was looked at very negatively, and basically were told that would never happen.
So is this a case of council putting too many restrictions on people, and then at the end of the day they just throw their hands in the air, it's all too hard to walk away?
Yeah, it's a good question. Look, the legislation really favours the development of green space, of basically new land to build up concrete, ugly tilt-up buildings with big car parks out the front, and to develop anything in the CBD or even have a change of use from a retail shop into a cafe is ridiculously hard. To give you an example, that very example, you can have a retail shop that then turns into a cafe, and because they're a different use, they might require more car parking, which is thousands of dollars in contributions to council, grease traps and everything else, which make it unviable. So that sort of thing is always a bit of an issue. The development basically caters for new development and the rebadging of an older building. Like, I've made no bones, I've told quite a few people that I think that building at Spotlight, the old Grace Brothers or Woody Hills as it was once known for a lot of the old locals, it was a beautiful old building, but it's had so many renovations
I still think
the front
of it's got a lot of character. The back, not so much.
Well, again, old doesn't necessarily mean heritage. Well, I would rather see something built there that is offering a huge variety of...
Okay, so you're saying bowl it over?
My personal opinion, yeah. I think that if it adds to the benefit of more car parking, which obviously the people in the CBD have been screaming out for years, the retailers and the punters, the older generation that want to get into town to doctors. Like we've got the Standish Medical Centre right across the road, and a lot of older people have a great deal of difficulty in finding car spaces close to get in there.
Spotlight, of course, was one of the latest to join the exodus out to South Nowra.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people are going to be in for a big surprise because the state government is about to join the hordes.
Well, so again, from what we're told, that Services New South Wales, which is the all-in-one stop shop, is apparently going out to South Nowra as well, and what we've been told. It's very surprising, knowing that it's a office-based business that's going to be relocating to an area which is designed for bulky goods.
Begs the question, why the hell don't you put that in the CBD?
Well, obviously they're claiming that it's car parking.
Well, that's interesting you get onto car parking. When you go up there to South Nowra, and especially where the Spotlight building is now, it's very, very difficult to get a car park. Sometimes it is, but by the time you put the state government in there, and assumably this would also include the RTA, driving tests, etc., it is going to be a nightmare when it comes to parking.
Well, why
the hell are they there? They're not supposed to be there because it's supposed to be bulky goods.
It's now out in the open what's being done to prevent them going, and say, listen, move into town.
Yeah.
Well, again, that depends on local council, and not so much the elected members, the employed staff. And I'd like the listeners, a lot of listeners don't understand that there's an employed staff component and an elected staff component. The employed staff will be vetting the development application to see if they can go there in the first place. Now, it's a matter of those guys to show the courage to say, wait a minute, this is a business that should be in the CBD, where there's the bus services, where there's the ability for people to go to, rather than South Nowra, which is isolated.
I mean, the CBD is traditionally the place where people come to do their administrative business, banking, accountants,
Yeah.
taxation, all that sort
And
of
that's almost being driven out to South Narra with the difficulty in getting development applications approved in the CBD, and the fact that it's so much easier, and we've got basically a toothless tiger in some of the staff saying, well, we'll let them go. Spotlight, for example's sake, was looked at very, when I posted something on Facebook a couple of years ago, when we first found out they were going out there were a lot of people that were very disappointed with the fact that it was going out there, and a lot of oldies that caught the bus in, we had to go to South Narra now, and they basically said, well, we're not going to shop out there because it's too hard for us to get out there.
When we last spoke, we talked about the lack of available land, and that got a lot of people talking. But I understand there are some projects coming online. What are they, and how long are they going to take?
Well, we mentioned before that it could be years. I don't see any substantial subdivision of lots coming on for about 3 years as far as being able to be bought. Obviously, the council have realised this is a major concern, that where land prices are being forced up past the point of locals being able to afford it, which is a great concern to me, being a local born and bred. And they're trying to address it, but it's being addressed very slowly. And the areas they're looking at developing could be not the reason they were given 2 years ago for not developing areas in Bomaderry, and now all of a sudden gone by the by, and we can now do it because of all the other land areas basically being stopped.
Can we talk about the land which is a proposed development on Muswell Road? I'm talking about the land on the left-hand side in the airstrip.
Yep.
Now, from what I understand, the council are saying to the developer, all right, you can have a block, say 500, next one 250, next one 350. Why are council getting involved in saying to developers, hey, this is the plan that we're going to approve? Shouldn't they be starting out with this, saying, all right, this is the thing, go, let's have a look at your plan and see what we can do?
Totally. I don't know why. Their job is to implement the rules under the local environmental plan, the LEP, and the development control plan for a subdivision. Why they are trying to involve themselves in the commercial side of it, that's for the commercial developers to do. The commercial developers will dictate what people want, and they'll listen to people because their business relies on it. What council have got doing, sticking their nose into that side of things, I have no idea. They're not, like I said last time, unfortunately, I looked at the council books, they're actually losing money for us. And they're trying to increase rates substantially to try to make up the black holes they've got. So what they're trying to do by having their fingers in the pie, I think it'll end up basically stuffing that area up. And funny enough, we talked about that area being put back 10 or 15 years, 2 years ago. All of a sudden now, those issues of the bridge and the major dramas we've got with bridge crossings, so we've got a 25-year-old bridge which is out of date, no absolute date for a third bridge crossing. We can't even decide which way it's going to go on the east or west side.
We haven't got the plans, we can't see the plans.
Okay, but all of a sudden now we're going to fast track some land over there, which is going to cause more of an issue on the Princess Highway come holiday time, come work time to get over that bridge. So I'm really concerned that they're not thinking about it, and if they are, let the developers develop land, just look at the development application they lodge and then make the assessments from there.
Okay, so can I just come back to Spotlight again? We mentioned before that there's the possibility that the state government is going to take over where the new Spotlight thing is. But if the state government were fair income, why wouldn't they take over the old Spotlight store
In town?
in town? Because they've got parking at the rear.
Yeah, I agree. The problem being the Services New South Wales, which is the industry, they were given the option of many sites in town, and they knocked them all back simply because they want to be at South Narra. They want to be. They basically want to have a concrete tilt-up box, which has got car parking out the front. They want the most boring thing they possibly can do, and they're not worried about retailers. When Spotlight first went out to South Narra, I spoke to somebody who made the decision to go down there from Melbourne, who'd admittedly never ever been to Narra and didn't realise how far South Narra was away from town. It just came down to dollars and cents.
It sounds like it's time for the politicians to step in and say to Services New South Wales, this is not acceptable, need to go to the CBD.
The politicians, and Gareth, you've been told, you know this, so do you, Shelley, and I love them people, I think they're really good guys and they care about the community. They know about this, they've been told this, and again, I think somebody has to show some leadership by saying, no, you'll find a spot in town and you'll take it on because it's the best benefit to, and I don't care who it's leased through or who it's leased by, who it's to service the people of the Shoalhaven. If South Nowra is the best spot for them, they should go for it. But I don't believe, like a lot of people that I'm getting feedback from, that it is the best place for it.
All right, let's talk about the... we're all seeing the influx of people coming here and buying our land and our houses.
Yeah.
Where are they coming from?
There's a lot of people coming from Sydney. The baby boomers that are deciding that their superannuation's probably not cashed up enough, they're selling their properties in Sydney and they're moving down to the South Coast because we are a beautiful spot. It's got a lot of facilities here. We've got a fantastic hospital which is growing dramatically. The roads are improving. Again, slowly, but well, I said I was glad to see the Kiamba bypass. 20 odd years ago, I didn't even think I'd see that, or Minnamurra. So now that we're seeing this, we're obviously going to see the Berry to Nowra section fast-tracked over the next probably 2 or 3 years. So the roads are improving. We have got the train line here, so pensioners can jump on the train and get to Sydney relatively easily. But these people are coming here with cash money from a sale of a property in Sydney, and they're spending their money on a cheaper area that's fast becoming out of reach of local people.
And I can understand why they do it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is. For all those people that are down, a bit negative towards the area, they should try living somewhere else because we're in a very, very pretty spot.
This is right, because with the influx of more baby boomers, obviously everyone is benefiting because the first thing they probably do is update their car, update their furniture, buy a boat,
buy a caravan, buy a
and this is
four-wheel
what
drive.
keeps our economy going. And the other thing that keeps our economy going down here is when building are getting done from the construction industry, that's when we really boom.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So I'm interested to know why council can't fast track some of these proposed development areas.
Well, again, a lot of it's got to do with their zoning of land. They dictate what areas will open up next. There's a very, very knowledgeable local solicitor, Grant Gleeson, who said that the whole zoning process should be thrown out. And if you can show as a landowner that you can subdivide your land and that you can get services to the land, you should be able to do it. Okay. Now that will create more land available, and that will then stop prices from going up. Because it's the supply and demand issue.
Of course it is.
We saw what happened when Cyclone Yasi went through Queensland and bananas went to $18 a kilo. 2 years later there was more bananas and they were back to 99 cents a kilo. Supply versus demand. We need more of a supply to stop price rises going up so that people can afford to get into this marketplace, particularly local people.
But it's got to be in the right place.
It has to be in the right place.
In the current circumstance, I can't see why you would allow the development of more land at North Nowra. I don't have a philosophical problem with it, but until such time as the issues at the bridge are resolved, it's only going to make matters worse.
Well, you go back a few weeks ago, Graham, it was taking people 45 minutes to an hour to go from the North Nowra shops down to the highway. I mean, come on.
Well, we need to see some leadership too. This was proposed 25 years ago of another North Nowra crossing over towards the Nerang Street tennis courts. And again, nothing happened since that got defeated, and all of a sudden we've still got Uluru Road and only got Uluru Road to go down there. It's like we're trying to block up these areas so much we force the state government to do things rather than actually somebody showing some leadership and saying, let's get this done. I don't know, but obviously people want to live on the north side of town too, and now they're fast-tracking the Moss Vale Road development because they realise the Munda mine near the university is stopped. It's stopped frogs and orchids and whatever else. That's an issue there. But there's an area. Council actually owned a lot of land out there, and it took them a lot of years to work out that they were better off selling it than trying to develop them themselves, and that's just recently been done. So why they all of a sudden want to play developer over in Moss Vale Road has got me sort of lost.
Pete, thanks for joining us today. Some great topics there, and we'll do it again shortly.
Cheers.
Join us on the journey, the life and times of the Kiama and Shoalhaven with Graham French and Barry Mack on Triple UFM. Follow the boys on Facebook and Twitter or our webpage shoalhavenfnb.com.au.